another episode of Game Time. I'm JP Murrieta, and this week we're at Pojoaque Valley High School to speak with the Elkettes and volleyball head coach, Joe Rodriguez. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, JP.
Double digits in wins already, top of the polls. How are you guys getting it done this year?
With a lot of teamwork, commitment, hard work. The ladies have been great this year with the early off season, and now with the schedule that we've been competing with, we're doing really well.
Do you like that #1 ranking in the Max Preps polls? Does it put a lot of pressure? You have the target right now.
It does put a lot of pressure, but the girls enjoy it. There's some top teams competing in the South. We know that in Albuquerque, so we'll let Max Preps and the end of the season tallies speak for themselves. You
started the year with a win against Robertson. How much did that victory kind of help propel things into the year?
Big boost. We hadn't beaten them since 2016. They're returning state champs. They probably have one of the top players in northern New Mexico. So you know what? It was a great boost for the program and for the community.
You also played in a tournament at Portales and picked up a sportsmanship award. Is that correct?
We did, and I'm very proud of these young ladies. And it just shows that the program's not just about the head coach, the coaches, but it's also about the players.
Pojoaque has won 6 volleyball titles overall as a program, 5 consecutive from 2009 to 2013, but no finals appearance since then. Why the power shift now in this success?
When I got the head coaching position and we went from a 3A school to a 4A, is that an excuse? No, it's just it's tougher out there. It is very tough, and then when you're dealing with the enrollment numbers and then the competition that we deal with now, and then the change in formats, I believe 3 or 4 times in volleyball, it's just different from those days.
How much of a challenge was that, making that shift to Class 4A?
The girls have adapted very well. We've competed. It's just, like I said, the formats and the competition in 4A is very, very tough.
Only 1 freshman on the roster and a pair of sophomores, the rest juniors and seniors. How much does that senior leadership contribute to the success this year?
Big. These young ladies, for the most part, a lot of them have been on the team as varsity since freshman year. We have some newcomers that are contributing greatly right now, so that's a big boost.
Compete with Class is an initiative that the New Mexico Activities Association likes to promote. We talked about your sportsmanship award. What kind of message do you send with these girls and talk about sportsmanship and respect and responsibility?
Unfortunately, a lot of times things are dictated by wins or losses or championships, but at the end of the day, these young ladies are going to go out in the world, and this is one of those things where if they can go out there and treat people with respect, that you take that for a lifetime.
District play is underway. You guys are in the heart of it. What improvement do you hope to see from your team from here to that postseason push?
Less distractions, probably less errors, but it's going to be a tough district run as always. So I expect we're going to probably be competing every night as well as our district foes.
Well, you've been competing well so far. Good luck
thank you,
the rest
JP.
of the way.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Game Time after this. Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, 1 night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks, and athletes who drink or do drugs are twice as likely to get injured. Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to the website to find out today.
Last year, we had to change so many games. We had to, you probably got frustrated because you thought you were going to play on a Tuesday, and then we did not have officials, so we had to move the game to Thursday, and football now is on a Thursday and not on a Friday and Saturday. Well, that is all due to not having enough officials because of the bad behavior that is going on within our games, and that's parents included and spectators.
It's everybody's responsibility. We all talk about, is it the coaches, is it the administrators, is it the community member? It's got to be all of us doing it together, because if we all do it together, then it's a lot easier to solve the problem.
Treat people the way you want to be treated. Do you really want someone to yell at you? Do you want someone to sit there and yell at a kid or whatever? If that was your kid, would you want someone yelling at them? No, you wouldn't. I mean, so to me, treat people the way you want to be treated, act the way you think people should behave, and I think we should all be golden.
Set the example. Set the example for everybody around you.
Winning is fun. Winning is rewarding. Winning is an important goal. But the #1 reason kids take part in athletics and activities is to have fun. Don't ruin their experience with inappropriate language. Negative behavior can be embarrassing to your student. Know your role. Your role is to support your student in a positive manner, not to coach, not to referee, but if you're interested in officiating, we can direct you on how to become an official. Call me after this video and I'll be happy to set you up. The way parents behave in the stands has a big influence on how their child enjoys their experience. Let's compete with respect, integrity, and responsibility.
We are going to have an administrator at every single contest to make sure that our parents, that our fans, that our coaches, our athletes are behaving appropriately, and we go back and realizing why we play high school sports, and that is for the friendships, for the love of the game, and to learn lifelong skills.
Hi, I'm Adriana Rodriguez from Pojoaque Valley High School, and welcome back to Game Time.
Week 8 of the high school football season had several top 5 matchups. Centennial Hobbs, Bloomfield Silver, Jal Eunice. Let's see how some of it turned out. Let's start with the big game of the week, Centennial and Hobbs. The Hawks trailed early, but held the high-scoring Eagles in check, handing Hobbs their first loss of the year, 27-20. Centennial has a big district showdown with Carlsbad this Saturday. Carlsbad is coming off a 33-26 win over Oregon Mountain. The Cavemen trailed early but rattled off 26 straight points for the victory. Volcano Vista quarterback Elliot Paskett-Bell put up some eye-popping numbers in their 57-7 win over Cibola. The senior threw for over 500 yards and 5 scores. He also rushed for another 100 and 2 touchdowns. That's a full night's work. The Hawks are 6-2 with a bye this week. Los Lunas shut out Albuquerque High 27-0 to get to 4-4 on the year. Paul Searman's hooking up with Fabian Trujillo on this 92-yard pass play. The Tigers are at Santa Fe this week. Alamogordo beat Las Cruces for the first time since 2006. Tigers over the Bulldogs 13-10. 3-3 Alamogordo will host Hobbs next. Farmington held on to win their 48-41 shootout with West Mesa. Trell Griego threw for 4 touchdowns as the Scorpions improved to 3-4 in the year and host Sandia this week. El Dorado and Sandia needed not 1 but 2 overtimes to decide a winner. The Eagles beat the Matadors 42-39 in double OT. Jesse Wells hauled in the tipped pass for the winner. Dexter and Hope Christian also went to double overtime on Saturday. Case and George connected with Diego Munoz for the game-winning 2-point conversion. The Demons left town with the W 14-13. Jal wasted no time in putting away their southern rival Eunice. The top-ranked Panthers put up a 50 spot on the Cardinals and remain perfect with a 50-0 win. It'll be number 1 against number 2 this week as Jal will face Texaco. Silver handed previously unbeaten Bloomfield their first loss of the season, 45-6. Aiden Granado with 3 scores in this one. Silver improves to 6-1 and will host Grants this week. Moriarty kept St. Pius out of the end zone as the Pintos blanked the Sartans 13-0. Moriarty is 5-2 and traveled to Pojoaque this week. Clovis followed up their first win of the season with another victory. The Wildcats shut out Santa Fe 53-0. After 6 straight losses to start the year, Clovis is 2-0 in district play with 2 games left against Capital and Los Lunas. In a rematch of last year's state title game, Robertson played spoiler on a wet Saturday, handing St. Michael's their first loss of the year 28-20. The Horsemen are at Raton this weekend, which will be a rematch of last year's state semifinal. Rio Rancho sophomore quarterback J.J. Ariano threw 6 TDs and rushed for another score as the Rams beat Atrisco Heritage 49-27. Rio Rancho is 5-2 on the year and will host Cibola on Friday. Raton's Caden Walton joined the 7,000-yard club. He rushed for 332 yards and 5 touchdowns in their 42-7 win over West Las Vegas. Walton has over 2,100 rushing yards and 30 touchdowns this season and over 7,000 yards for his career. He's just the 4th New Mexico player to ever reach that mark. Here's a look at the latest Max Preps football polls.
Hi, I'm Annika Urioste from Pojoaque Valley High School. We'll be back with Game Time right after this.
We wanted to take this opportunity to remind you, if you haven't already, make sure to download the NMAA 24/7 app. It's free, and free is cheap. chances are likely you have a phone in your possession right now. So go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free NMAA 24/7 app. It's the best place to find schedules, scores, highlights, and follow your school all year. And here's the best part, we will have giveaways all throughout the year. You will be registered to win just by downloading the app and signing up. We will have prizes from Dick's Sporting Goods, Dion, Sonic, tournament pass giveaways, free tickets, and much more. You like free stuff? Then download the NMAA 24/7 app. The best place to find tournament brackets? The NMAA 24/7 app. The easiest way to find out when your team is playing next? The NMAA 24/7 app. Where can you go to find out the final score you're looking for? The NMAA 24/7 app. It's all in one place. The NMAA 24/7 app. So go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free NMAA 24/7 app.
Do you love sports? Do you want a front row seat for exciting high school sports action in New Mexico? If the answer is yes to either of those questions, then becoming an interscholastic sports official may be right for you. The New Mexico Officials Association is looking for individuals age 15 years or older to serve as officials in 10 different sports. No experience is necessary and training is provided. If you're interested, call 505-923-3110. That's 505-923-3110, or go to the website nmact.org and click on the Officials tab.
Hi, I'm Sonia Quintana from Pojoaque Valley High School, and welcome back to Game Time.
Welcome back to Game Time from Pojoaque High School. You know, Farmington High School was the cream of the football crop up in the Four Corners for the past 3 years, with a 24-4 record over those 3 seasons. But this year, there's a shift of power to their crosstown rival.
The Piedra Vista High School football team won 6 of the first 7 games this year. The Panthers have experience with more than 30 seniors on the roster.
We've got a great group of seniors that have been together, kind of had to grow up together through the COVID years. Played early, played as sophomores, and have got a lot of game experience, and I think it's kind of showing now.
Their running game is the driving force on offense.
I think people would probably call us a ground and pound team. We like to say we're a ground and pound with air support, you know. Defense, just a 3-4 team that tries to stop the run and doesn't, tries to eliminate big plays.
Piedra Vista's ground game is led by a pair of senior fullbacks, Zach Mora and Jacob Ramstead. Head coach Jared Howell also gives a lot of the credit to the boys up front.
O-line is really probably the heart of our team as far as getting things done. If they don't go, then we don't go, no matter how talented we are in the backfield.
Piedra Vista started the year with a win against rival Farmington, which helped set the tone for the rest of the season.
It's always a good start to beat your rival. It's always a good thing to get a win in the very first game. So it was a great jump-off point for us to have both those things happen for us. And actually the first play wasn't good. They ran the kickoff back, and then we got an onside kick right after that. So first 2 plays of the year were rough, but we overcame those and settled in and were able to come out with the win. And I think we've kind of been able to do that throughout the season also.
Piedra Vista has been in the top 2 of every Max Preps football ranking since the end of August, but the Panthers try not to think about it.
We try not to, honestly. It's nice to look at it, but it's just more motivation to stay at the top.
I'm just worrying about the next game. I've been doing this a long time. You can think about all that stuff, and I've been asked about polls, and polls are nice, but for me, they're not. They're more of a distraction. I'm just focused on what we're doing and what we're going to do next. And I like the team that we have. I like our chances in any game.
Last season, it was a first-round playoff exit for the Panthers, but this year, they could make a deep run. Piedra Vista has never won a football state title.
It'd be great. I'd be so happy. I wouldn't even know how to explain it, emotionally on a level. I really wouldn't.
Before they get to any postseason plans, they have a district matchup with Miamura this week.
The only blemish on Piedra Vista's schedule so far is a loss to Roswell, and those two could meet again in the postseason. That's going to do it for this episode of Game Time. Be sure to check us out every week. We have highlights, we have features, we have polls, we got it all. We'll see you next time on Game Time.